Hey Academy Answers, welcome to the podcast. Thanks for listening in, thanks for joining us. It's always a pleasure to have you here, and this is a podcast where we answer the questions that we get from our blog on personal finance, personal development, becoming a better person, being free to pursue what you were created to do, because it's our belief that we're all created with something unique inside of us that we are supposed to manifest, we are supposed to bring to the world. And if we can bring that to the world in a scalable way, it is what will get us to the best life, to the life we were meant to live, to a life of happiness and a life of freedom. And we come here to serve, to answer questions in these arenas at scale, so that we can further propose the principle that the same problems that people have all throughout life and all throughout the centuries permeates itself through society, and we see those same problems coming. And if we can answer some of these questions in a general way or a more specific way, people will be able to understand, they will be able to resonate, it will be able to resonate with more than one persons or millions of people, and because they would have been going through or may have gone through or will go through the same things in their lives. Usually you can really group these problems into maybe one or four categories: either health, wealth, relationship, social, somewhere along these lines. So this question is from a reader who say, how do you do it? How do you navigate busy life with kids, with a job, with bills, with debt, with all the issues of major life, and also go on to bring yourself out, to build a business, to build a life that is worth living, that you are talking about, that the freedom you speak of, the growth you speak of, the wealth you speak of? And that's a very powerful question. It is valid. Sometimes when we speak as people who speak in the space, who have an audience, we are not intended to be general, but we have no other choice but to be, because we're not speaking from a place of the enough information to know each person's issues to talk on it. So we may say stay committed. You got to plan your week, and you have to do this in the days, and you have to do that. But really and truly, getting these questions help us to talk more specific, as we hear exactly what is on someone's mind and how they are facing different struggles. So that is a solid question, because people are busy. We know that there are issues. We are human beings too. We have issues. And when we say wake up early every morning and we are out here doing it every single day, that's not exactly true. We all have our setbacks. We all have things that happen. And there's this beautiful book called The Four Principles or Four Disciplines of Execution. I don't remember who the author is. I think it's something like Richard Covey or someone like that. You can search it on Amazon. It will come up. It says The Four Disciplines of Execution. And it is pretty much, in the first chapter, the author mentioned something. He said that what is urgent happen to you, and what is important, you have to happen to it. What is urgent happens to you. The urgent things of life, they happen to you. You plan to go to work, get to work at 9 and get X amount of things done. Before you know it, the traffic catch you, some issues with your car, you don't get to work until 11, and the whole week spiral into a problem. These things happen. You plan to go home and sit in and get X amount of work done. Before you know it, the internet doesn't come up, or your child has some issues that you have to go and solve. These things happen to you. And then the things that are important, like the book you're supposed to read, the research you're supposed to do in the business, the options you're supposed to explore to find a different way to run your ad, or to do a piece of content for your social media, those you have to happen to. In other words, there are the urgent things in life, and there are the important things in life. And there's the things that becomes urgent and important. So the urgent things are things you must do. You have to pay the bill, you have to go get food, those happen to you. They are the important things. You should exercise, you should eat right, you should read something, you should work on your business, you should be creating content, you should be thinking about how to scale, you should be doing all these powerful stuff. Those are not urgent. But if you leave them for a very long time, they become urgent and important. Now, how do you get to do these important things that the reader is asking about? You literally have to first have the commitment and the focus to be vigilant in execution. You must decide that no matter what, you are going to execute on them. So if it don't happen tomorrow, it will happen the other day. If it doesn't happen 5 o'clock this evening, you're going to wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning and make it happen. You're going to identify the key tasks. In the book, the guys in that book, the 4 disciplines of execution, he call it your WIGs, your wildly important goals. Your WIG. What is your WIG? List your WIG. That's how you make it happen. What are your wildly important goals? What are the things that you must do? What are your timelines? And what is it that you must do? If you have those and you commit to those WIGs, your wildly important goal, then I am guaranteeing you, urgent could come every second of the day, you're still gonna find a way to do the important if you are fully committed to them. You may be off guard, off base, off target for a year, but you are gonna go back to them. In other words, if it is important to you, if the why for doing it is strong enough, you will find a way. If you are deliberately setting those goals and fervently believing them for yourself and deciding that there is no you without these goals, then you will do it. I think it was one writer, I don't remember his name right now, Churchill, who said that if there's nothing that can stop a man who will place his very existence on the fulfillment of his goal. There's nothing to stop a man who will place his very existence on the fulfillment of his goal. And the more you're out here, and the more you try stuff, and the more you come up against real life and real life challenges and adversities, is the more you will see the truth in that. It is almost a decision to die in pursuit of what you want, because it's going to take blood, sweat, and tears. It will take thousands of tries. It will take a resilient attitude and effort, because nothing else will suffice. And that's how you really do it. You really do it by deciding that you must do it, and your must will happen. Anything that is your must will take place. I guarantee you that, because these are the days when you will find examples of people who are doing it with 10 times your problem, 5 times tighter schedules, 6 times more obstacles, and they manage to do it. Now, if it is your must, and you read the autobiography or follow these people on social or wherever they are, read their books, you will be ignited. You will find somewhere in you that beautiful obsession to decide that you will continue to fuel that fire within until, not if not in 10 years, if not in 15 years. No, the until attitude is going to make you turn over all the stones. So your biggest thing, if you want to do it, is to find the principle that is laid out in this book called the most powerful business book of all time, called Think and Grow Rich, is to work yourself into a red heat of desire. I think that's the term he used. Work yourself into a red heat of desire. If you desire it strong enough. That's what you hear every personal development speaker talking about. Your why. If you can ignite that strong enough, you can get to do what you decide that you want to do. You'll find the leverage, you'll find the tools, you'll find the time, you'll find the assistance. And as you move towards those goals, as you move in the direction, as you start to adopt activities, attitudes, and the mindset in the direction of your dreams, you will attract like things that will support you on the journey. So that's how it's done. It is done by deciding that this that I have to do is my must. It is my wildly important goal. And if I am to be, this must be. And you hold that despite the challenges, come hell or high water, and you pursue and push through it. That's how it's done. You should go get that book. Get that book called The 4 Disciplines of Execution, and it will open up some more attitude that is conducive to you deciding that I want this and I'm determined to find out how. Have a great day. Always a pleasure coming to you guys. Take care.